Yo, what's poppin' everybody? It's your boy Modern Fiction here, back at it again with another video. One Piece chapter 1014 review. There's a lot to unpack this chapter, so let's get into it. Okay, first off, Kaido dissing Luffy was mad jokes. Gomu Gomu no! He even states, yeah, you managed to coat your attacks and conquer his haki, but your technique left a lot to be desired. Which is straight fact still. Even though Luffy unlocked advanced conqueror's haki, he still obviously hasn't mastered it yet. Getting into the biggest bombshell dropped this chapter, Kaido talking about Joyboy. It presumably came as a shock to most readers, but Kaido states, seems like you couldn't be Joyboy either, referring to Luffy of course. So the main question is, how does Kaido know about Joyboy? So I'm gonna break down the different possibilities. First of all, we know definitively that Kaido has not gone to Laugh Tale, as he is still a Yonko and not Pirate King. And that's as a captain of the Beast Pirates, but we also know that there's no way Kaido went to Laugh Tale as a crew member of the Rocks Pirates, because we know that Rocks himself has not gone to Laugh Tale due to the fact that it was stated that Roger and the Roger Pirates were the first and only people to go to Laugh Tale and traverse the entire world and seas since presumably Joyboy in the ancient kingdom during the Void Century 800 years ago. Getting that possibility out of the way, in my opinion, possibility with the highest probability is that Kaido either read Oden's journal through Yamato, or Oden told him about the Dawn and Joyboy himself 20 years ago before he passed. So we're gonna have to wait to see that fleshed out, but of course we all know that Kaido's wrong and that Luffy as the MC and the Straw Hats will bring the Dawn to the new world. This has been alluded to a number of times. Pedro, Oden, Whitebeard, Roger, all the goats knew that Joyboy would reappear, carry hundreds of years of history on his back, challenge the world government to a war once the One Piece is found and activated. Roger himself, through Madame Shirley's prophecy and the Sea King's prophecy, knew that someone would come along to surpass him and the Roger Pirates. Of course, Monkey D. Luffy, Roronoa Zoro, and the Straw Hat Pirates. Moving on, in this chapter we see the announcement of Luffy's defeat, which does shock the alliance to a degree, but like Kaido said in the last chapter, showing Luffy's head would have had a much more significant impact on decreasing the morale of the troops. Because in this situation, the Straw Hats, and to a degree some of the alliance, can't really believe that Luffy has lost, and they still have their unwavering faith in him, of course. Whereas if you took his head and broadcasted it, that's game over. But of course, Luffy's the MC, that's not gonna happen. We see Luffy drowning too, which is crazy because now that puts him in an imminent situation to where he has to be saved. I won't say near death, but it's close because he is knocked out and he is drowning as a devil fruit user. And since Momo's preoccupied right now, which I'll get into in a little bit, even though he can't swim regardless, I thought he was gonna fly up to save Luffy. The way I see it, the only character who is a great swimmer and isn't busy fighting any battle, because Jinbei's fighting who's who, is Sanji right now. So I think Sanji using his observation haki, he's gonna have to save Luffy from drowning. Sanji carrying Luffy and Zoro, both of them on each shoulder, damaged, and it's gonna be memed because it's like he's just running around Onigashima doing many things, but he still hasn't committed to one main fight. So I wonder what Oda's gonna do with him, because this can't be it. I think Sanji's endgame fight in the Sark, he's gonna have to defeat King or Queen, or at least hold them off while Luffy and Zoro get healed by Marco and Chopper. But speaking of the live dome floor, we see Chopper putting in work against Queen, and presumably Marco is fighting King. But yeah, that Caesar flashback was jokes. Chopper now has a 10 times increase on the duration time limit of his monster point, because it went from 3 minutes to now 30 minutes, and he stated he has about 10 minutes left while he's fighting Queen. And Chopper is actually doing some damage, so mans can't sleep on monster point Chopper. He's literally fighting a second commander right now. But yeah, I finally gotta talk about the scabbards, because there was potentially 2 on-screen deaths this chapter. You never know with Oda definitively, but he really is putting in that work to make the stakes feel as high as possible. It's looking like Kiku's out for the count. I have no problem with Kiku not being able to attack what visibly looked like Oden, even though of course it was Kanjuro and they all knew that, because from Kiku's perspective, it's only been a couple months since Oden passed away, so of course those scabbards still have PTSD from that event. It's all still relatively new for them. They haven't had time to process the trauma like the other scabbards that lived through that 20 years. And it really hit me when she said that goat line, "Can I see the dawn from the other side?" Looks like Kinemon finally did it, finally slayed Kanjuro, put him out for the count. Kanjuro even said, during this play that I was acting, you were my best friend. It's only fitting that you put me out of this world. He's not gonna get sympathy from most of the readers, but Oda started to give him a crazy character arc. And pray for my boy Kinemon. This guy just tried tanking an attack from Yonko Kaido. Hopefully he's blessed. He had his guard up, but regardless, he's outclassed still. At the end of the chapter, Onigashima finally makes it to the mainland of Wano, and things are looking bleak and dire for the alliance, especially since Kaido, now that he's not attached to any fight, is roaming around freely, being a menace to society. But there's still some time and there's still hope, because Wano is huge and the flower capital is deep in the mainland of Wano. So in my opinion, we still have time for Luffy and Zoro to get healed and start fighting Kaido again before Onigashima drops on the flower capital, while Law and Kid fight Big Mom. Final matchups between the Supernova and the Yonko. And I think Act 3 is gonna end really soon, because this fight was a mini resolution and Luffy lost again. This is his second defeat to Kaido, so third time's a charm. That's when he's gonna defeat him. But Onigashima falling on the flower capital of Wano is the rising tension of the arc, similar to the Birdcage and Dressrosa, ticking time bomb in Alabasta, the Noah falling on Fishman Island, etc, etc. So things are escalating. Forgot to talk about Momo, so let me get into that real quick. We see Momo reading Odin's journal, and he says that it's imperative that he can't die, so he's starting to learn some truths of the world, and this could be evidence for him staying in Wano and becoming Shogun when it's all said and done, and not becoming a cabin boy and joining the Straw Hats on their journey to Laugh Tale, because if he finds out the secrets of the world already before, then there's no point in him being on the ship alongside them when they find it out. So we'll have to wait and see what he knows and how far Oda's gonna take that. The real intrigue with Momo in this chapter is the mystery behind what he's sensing. We see Momo tripping and in pain over what he senses, saying, "What is this? Who are you?" And whether it's the voice of all things, advanced observation haki, a weapon of mass destruction, whatever his power is, it's gonna have to be fleshed out. But regardless, what he senses could be a looming threat, and we have to wait and see. But it could be the lurking legend, as we know the statements of Kaido's not the final villain and the lurking legend will appear in Wano. It could be Zunisha himself coming to help the alliance, as he is tied to the Kozuki and Joyboy possibly, and he feels like it's his duty to help them out in this battle, push forward and bring the dawn to the new world, because we still don't know what his punishment is and if it was from Joyboy himself. All we know is that he existed and has survived through the Void Century till now. So yeah, anything's possible, but what Momo senses could be a major key and factor to the outcome of the war on Onigashima in Wano. But yeah, that's it for the review, y'all. Like, subscribe, comment if you rated it, if you enjoyed the video. More One Piece and anime related content coming out consistently this summer. Modern Fiction, out.